The Robert E. Walker Award is given annually to an alumnus whose sustained commitment to the Academy is consistent with the vision of Mr. Robert E. Walker. Mr. Walker was a revered leader of the Academy's alumni office during the early 1960s and 1970s. He was so respected for his work cultivating relationships between SSA and our alumni that in 1969, the Alumni Council created an Alumnus of the Year award in his name. This year, I am honored to present this award posthumously to Mr. Keefe Ellis. And I know John Kamen is going to say a few words before I talk a little bit more about Keefe. So John, I'd invite you.
Good evening. So there is no person more deserving of this award than Keefe Ellis. He was a mentor, he was a great friend, he was terrific to his institution, and gave his heart, his soul, his children, his family to it. On behalf of the board, on behalf of Mike Hannon, and everybody who's an alum, trustee, trustee emeriti of the school, it is our deep honor to go ahead and present this award. And also, I'd like to say we are thrilled that we have embarked on naming the Ellis Commons in the new Science Center after this great friend, leader, and trustee of the Academy. So I'm going to turn it over to Tom.
Just a few words about Keefe. Keefe graduated from Shady Side Academy in 1974, and I know a lot of his classmates are here tonight. The University of Virginia in 1978, and the University of Pittsburgh Business School in 1981. He worked at Ellis Real Estate for 30 years, merging into Langholtz Wilson Ellis in 2005, and eventually into Hannah Langholtz Wilson Ellis in 2014. Keefe was a devoted husband, parent, and friend, and was deeply committed to the Academy and many other organizations in the Pittsburgh community, including the Children's Institute and St. Bede Church. Keefe was a member of the SSA Board of Trustees for 12 years, serving as Vice Chair for Finance for the past 4 years. He also served as Chair of the Enrollment and Financial Aid Committee and a member of the Executive Committee, Buildings and Grounds Committee, Development Committee, and Committee on Trustees, and was an integral part of developing SSA's strategic vision. For more than 40 years, Keefe and his wife Stacy have supported the Academy through the Blue and Gold Fund and several capital campaigns, also serving as Blue and Gold Fund co-chairs and members of the Parents Association and various booster organizations. We asked longtime friends and classmates to share some thoughts on Keefe's commitment, and I'd like to share their sentiments. From Tony Ross, class of 1974, Keefe's heart was blue and gold. When we sing the alma mater, I will always think of Keefe. Faith, honor, and loyalty were gifts he brought to Shady Side, to his family, and to me, and to his friends. From Mike Hannon, class of 74, whether it was at a BOT meeting in the Ween Room or in the stands of a Friday night football game, there was no one who cared more for Shady Side than Keefe. He was a loyal alum, parent, and trustee who set the standard for all of us. From Steve Halpern, we were very fortunate to have Keefe as a member of the class of 74. He loved Shady Side and always committed himself as a trustee, alum, and parent to assuring that the school continued to excel and advance. His passion was contagious, and I enjoyed being with him and serving with him at SSA for many years. From Andy Matheson, one of our alums who's in California, and maybe his comment reflects that. Whether streaking across the main quad, latex painting the SSA driveway, or bringing the football team out of the locker room and onto the field, Keefe was a leader in the class of 74. He had time for everyone and led both by example and strength of character. He was as close to a very wide variety of our classmates as you could be and maintained those relationships over the past 4 decades. And from David Puth, Keefe truly was the first guy who we might, in recent parlance, refer to as the man. He was equally loved and respected by all of us who had the privilege of knowing him. Each of us became stronger from his friendship. We miss him. And I would say that just from my own experience as president of the Academy, working with Keefe over the past 7 years, especially when he was chairman of finance, I was impressed with Keefe's passion. And as chair of finance, one of Keefe's most important objectives was to make sure that Shady Side would remain as affordable as it could be to current and future families. And with that said, he was always, well, he was a pain in the neck when we were trying to do budgets every year. But the reason he did that was because he wanted to make sure that we had very low annual tuition increases, and we've accomplished that in the past 5 years, largely because of his oversight, so we're grateful to Keefe for that. He is a passionate Shady Side guy, and I know that we all loved and appreciated his friendship and certainly his service on behalf of the Academy. We are joined tonight with members of the Ellis family, Stacy, Emily, class of 2010, Jake, class of 2012, who's celebrating his 5th year reunion, and senior Pat, class of 2018. And also Keith's brother Peter, class of 77, is here tonight celebrating his 40th reunion. And now I would like to ask Emily, Jake, and Pat to join me at the podium to accept the Walker Award on behalf of their father.
On behalf of our whole family, it's truly an honor to accept this on our dad's behalf. There's nothing he was more passionate about than this place. Ever since he graduated, we were certainly drinking the Kool-Aid as young kids, and we're groomed to come here for a while. And his passion for the education here, the athletics here, it truly was what he loved to do. And after everyone here at Shady Side, I think, has experienced him in some way or another, whether you're on the faculty or the staff or fellow alumni, and I think that really kind of speaks to how much he loved all aspects of Shady Side. So on behalf of our family, we just wanted to say thank you for coming out, and this has been a fantastic honor in his behalf. Thank you.